someone showed us this space and said, sure, you can put all of your savings into building a commercial facility in Napa.
I started La Saison as a private chef, and John came on board, and that's when we decided to establish it as a true catering company.
So nice and pretty, our oranges. And we have purple. Yum. You wanna try one?
Yeah, the joy he brings into the kitchen, or even when we're dropping off and people are like, hey, do you have, Smith with you?
I know, it's so fun.
I always knew you'd make a great mother. Getting us to that point took some turns.
But I feel like
We always get there.
we always get there. And we
I
always
know.
have a story.
I had a textbook pregnancy. I was beyond healthy. He was a dream to be pregnant with, and we connected so much throughout my pregnancy. The labor itself was close to 27 hours, and I wanted him to be skin on skin. So they did honor that. It was just really fast.
First few minutes of what, we don't have very much time to dilly-dally. I immediately knew that Smith had little distress and has to work with the lungs. The lungs were not either fully formed or had a lot of congestion in it.
There wasn't really time for any questions on my part, and he wasn't making any noise. And he was kind of moving. Something wasn't right, but I didn't know how good or bad it was.
I was stripped of everything and just had to totally surrender. I would say that the hardest aspect is that I couldn't hold him. He was all wired. And we didn't know what he was sick from, so they put him on a 10-day antibiotic, and they had to rule out everything. So, there was a spinal tap, there was a brain scan, there was cultures taken that take several days to come back, so you're kind of in this waiting game. There was a beautiful nurse, and one night, it was like day 2, late at night, it was 2 a.m. And she totally allowed me to, she helped him of course, but we took him out and she put him skin to skin on me. And I mean, we were setting off every alarm because he was hooked up to so many things, and it was just amazing. At the end of the day, they said that he had pneumonia, which would be liquid present in the lungs, so he could have swallowed amniotic fluid at any stage in the 27-hour labor. Mm-hmm. So we ended up being at the hospital for 18 days, which was amazing for me because I was a part of this little village, if you will.
You get to be part of the group. It's like we miss you after a while. You've been here long enough. It's like, oh my God, they're leaving. Well, that's what we wanted, but wow, I'm bummed,
These rooms, I don't necessarily think that they're designed for people to stay in them for 3 weeks. So many of my memories are actually just in the wee hours of the night, walking over, carrying my tubes of milk that I would knock and someone would let me in, and it was 2:30 in the morning and people were so nice and still so gentle as well. If we didn't have the Queen of the Valley's NICU, I don't want to imagine what Smith's outcome would have been. Time stopped for 18 days with the nurses and doctors and all of the extraordinary professionals. I am forever grateful for their attention, for their expertise, for their devotion in ensuring that my family would go home complete and thriving.